Although regular session of the town council like allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic and one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next up, roll call. And all members of we will now on the floor. Representative by recognized civic organization for business located in South Newmarket. Including the state name and address, the anyone want to talk about this? One minute, I could be a couple seconds, so we want to talk about it. Seeing none, we'll close public forum.
Next, we move on to town council to consider acceptance of minutes. First, we have the May 6th, 2026 non-public meeting. Is there a motion to accept the meeting?
One motion to approve May 6th, 2026 non-public meeting.
Is there a second? Is there any discussion? Discussion, we have a session. That's seeing none.
Next, make non-public meetings and software. You want to have a motion?
I get one motion to approve the May 6th non-public meeting.
You want to go second?
That's it.
Any discussion that you have on that? Seeing none, roll.
Mr. Henry, Mr. Gregory, Mr. Bixby,
Aye.
Mr. Patrick, Mr. Bixby,
Aye.
Mr.
Aye.
Mr. Wood,
Aye. Now we have the May 2026 regular minutes. Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the May 2026
Was that a second?
second.
I want to open it up for discussion and amendment. I will say, like, apologize for not noticing sooner. I believe there were two speakers of public forum that my mayor's noted as a second one. I could also see there. Also, seeing one, Mr. Would you please call the roll?
Mr. Conley, Mr. Thornhill, Mr. Webster,
Aye.
Mr. Chen, Mr. Bixby,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Wood,
Go ahead.
Town council is not to consider the nomination of government election as a voting nature.
First,
First, we have Timothy Littlefield, reappointed cemetery trustees, term expiration of April 2029. Is there a motion to reappoint Mr. Littlefield?
I'll make a motion to appoint Timothy Littlefield to the cemetery trustees.
Is there any discussion? I was going to say thank you to Mr. Littlefield for speaking to work on the cemetery trustees. Mr. Chair, if you please call the roll.
Mr. Conley, Mr. Thornhill, Mr. Webster, Mr. Chen, Mr. Bixby,
Aye.
Mr. Martinez,
Aye.
Mr. Wood,
Aye.
motion passes 6-0.
Next, we have community case resignation as an alternate member of Arts, Health, and Tourism. Is there a motion to accept the recommendation?
I make a motion to accept the resignation of Judy Case from Arts, Health, and Tourism Commission.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Council Con.
All of that, I'm delighted you decided to be appointed as a member of the
We believe there will be meeting of team of our present culture, so that's a great. Ms. Joyce, is on spot with all.
Mr. Conley? Aye.
Mr. Dunkley?
Aye.
Mr. Blackstone?
Aye.
Mr. Sharon?
Aye.
Mr. Gaspar?
Aye.
Mr. Lamatine?
Aye.
Mr. Wood?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
And with that again, Judy Case, appointment on Arts, Culture, and Tourism Commission as a full member, with term expiration by April 2029. Is there a motion?
I make a motion to appoint Judy Case to the Arts, Health, and Tourism Commission.
My second.
Any discussion? Council Con.
I just want to take a moment to say how grateful I personally for all the work that this case has put into not only the tourism vision, but just into everything that she went into. She's such an asset to the town, and I couldn't be more delighted that she's choosing to continue to serve in this.
Councilwoman.
Just that she's put the ground running and she's got very
I would say that she's done a lot of great work as member of the members committee. All of those, that was a mission, but she has really done a lot of good work since then. That's more good work. All right, Ms. Chase, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Conley?
Aye.
Mr. Dunkley? Mr. Blackstone?
Aye.
Mr. Sharon? Mr. Gaspar?
Aye.
Mr. Lamatine?
Aye.
Mr. Wood?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Now for the report of the town manager. The town manager has had a comment now, so we can continue to go on and do this presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and good evening, councilors. It is a bit of a presentation, but I will keep it fairly brief. Many slides to do that, but the town manager gave me the opportunity to present some information about some work that the public works and engineering departments are doing. So I will take advantage of that opportunity and provide some information about the Newmarket stormwater asset management program. This is a program that the DPW engineering departments are working to develop. It's a program and user manual. We receive support from the Future Department of Environmental Services through a sustainability grant to partner with Frank Pierce and develop this user manual. It's designed to help the town manage stormwater infrastructure effectively, reduce unexpected costs of repairs, and improve system performance and maintenance. The initial focus of our study area for developing this program was keyed into the downtown infrastructure, where we have a number of large storm kitchens that we have been cleaning like 10,000 individual streamways. And it's an area of town that we have some record information for NGLS data items, so we decided to start there and develop some protocols and procedures for collecting additional data and doing information assessments. And then it intends to expand more town to get to strengthening networks and infrastructure outside. And we are the Future Department of Environmental Services is offering technical assistance to municipalities to expand asset management programs. We're applying to receive some of that technical assistance. We should find out later this summer if we've been selected or not. My hope is that we will get selected and receive that technical assistance to collect more of that data from those condition assessments. This may be more helpful. So it really helps us develop a a robust program, and key of this asset management program and user manual is to establish a proactive, data-driven approach to stormwater management, ensuring resilience and sustainability for its infrastructure. Focused on stormwater and for direct environmental services, solar panels, and recent replace infrastructure. That's it, yeah, that's what I needed to share, thank you.
Are there any questions on this? Councilwoman,
I just want to go one question. One of the things is that a lot of the so we work really great at getting the risks, especially with we appreciate that. So get much more. I didn't see it.
Also want to add that we will be presenting more information about this specific project to the newly developed and established long-range planning committee meeting July 16th, 2026 at 6 p.m. If you're interested in being, you know that.
Moving right along, we're now here in committee reports. Does someone have any committee reports?
The Energy and Environment Green Network Company for Freedom Energy is basically looking at opportunities to get maybe more competitive electric rates on the residents to power. Also meeting this Friday, Friday afternoon, so that happened to see if maybe we can work out something to do with wildlife respect to get a separate thing to get better rate users. Keeping up the rate discussion in mind here, last Friday I received a note from this public information. Community Power through Discovery got some information about other sources of rates for the last 3 rate cycles. One of the last 3 rate cycles, other sources under collected to the tune of $38 million. I believe large customers and electric $33 for residential customers. They're working currently with the PDC to collect. They got that. And if they do it on one cycle, they have to add about 2 cents to the rate. If they do it over 2 cycles, they all have to about 3 cents. It's just, there has been some complaints about the power being higher than ever source, but ever source. That's all about it.
Thank you, wonderful. Will there be more discussion about this going forward?
Absolutely. Again, other potential companies to take the place of power. There are some issues with withdrawing from the power. Technically, the purchase of electricity from Newmarket, they're not actually paid for it, so you have to make it for difference. There's some, of course, a better idea that figure might be after the separate use rates.
Any more community reports? Councilor Chair.
I think it's my first arts
Program appeared on committee last night, and we mostly focused on the upcoming June 14th unveiling ceremony, including mosaic. Officially, like to invite all the counselors to participate in the ice cream circle that is happening after the unveiling.
There
will be speeches, further community sing-along, that should be fun.
we
Also, discuss the updates for the Elm Street project. The budget looks like it's, we have sufficient funds, but we're still looking to raise an additional fundraising. And
the RFP
RFP went out May 15th for artists to submit their concept for that project, and we discussed the budget for, 2023.
The close board of directors met last Wednesday and formally adopted the fare increase that was proposed and which public hearings were held throughout the region. There is still a period before the increase becomes effective, but it has been adopted, and that means for our for service here, the increase will take effect from the change of fiscal year.
Listening in, we will now move on to the bill business. The next bill business is resolution to appoint this in the second reading. And that for the resolution. We have resolutions to consider. First, we have resolution 2025, 2026, 448, 448 water rate increases. Is there a motion to approve this? I'll make a motion to approve the contract from 648 water rate increase. Is there a second?
It's hard to believe we're back again another year. Thanks for having me tonight. It's not my most favorite time, but it's the time for me to sit there and go in front of you guys and explain the water and sewer rates and where we're at. First, over the sewer, I gave you a lot of background information to show you where we're at on the sewer rate from when we built the wastewater treatment facility till now. We've done very good on the wastewater side. We did not get to the rates that we thought we were going to get to. The big reason for that is because of the septage that we've been taking. Last year we received about $600,000 in revenues from that, and it looks like we're going to do that again this year. Some grant monies that help pay for the interest on the wastewater treatment plant, which also could keep that down as well. Some of the things going forward that are is the inflow and infiltration project, the collection systems repairs we're doing right now, which is going to be an additional bond that will be coming on probably next year, depending on when we finish it this year. Based on what I'm seeing, we will not need to raise rates for that. We'll be able to absorb that into next year's budget. And based on revenues, we look okay. Things can change. The next large item that I see coming up is the Bay Road project, and that's a $5.5 million project. We've already received, we're moving forward with the money we received from the congressional, which was a little over $1 million in grant monies. We also received a couple of loans from NHDS with some grant forgiveness on it, and I'm working with the state right now with some additional monies that could come our way, about $700,000 for that they have earmarked EPA funds that I could possibly get. So I'm not sure how that's all going to shake out in the long run, but we're doing everything we can do to keep the costs down moving forward with that project. We are also working on a master plan and a asset management plan, which will also play a role going in the future. But as of right now, the sewer rates look great for the revenues. I'm not saying the sewer rates look great, but the revenues look good according to our expenses, and I'm not recommending any rate increases right now on the sewer side. So just to give you a little background. On the water side, however, we just completed a facilities plan for that, a master plan, which identified that we need to construct a new water tower. It's nothing new. I think we actually, back in 2005, passed to construct a new water tower, and we just didn't do it. And it was
the old water tower needs repairs. And as, if you can, some of you remember when we presented the report, they said we should be looking to build a new water tower within the next 5 years, which I'm working on that. The estimated cost on that is $3.5 million, with an additional $1 million to rehab the old water tower. So, what I did here in your packet too is I wanted to go over, because I just wanted to go over the closest towns and cities to us and their water rates and show you where Newmarket compares. I did not use Durham because the UNH supplies the water to the town, and also UNH pays for a good part of their facility. So it's not really a fair comparison. But using Dover and Portsmouth and Exeter, they're much larger than us, and they should be really doing better than us because of economies of scale. But if you look at this, the first row shows, actually up top, it shows I use 48 cubic feet, 100 cubic feet for the amount of water. And the reason for that is a few years ago, I broke down and looked down at everybody, and I've determined that a single family home uses 36,000 gallons of water a year, the average single family home. So that's right in the middle. So we basically charge bill per 750 cubic feet. So that first row shows what water and sewer and what the total is for each town or city charges for water and sewer in 2026, which is this current year. The second shows the cost for the full year for that 36,000 gallons, and then I broke it down into the cost per quarter. But that's just the rates, because every town charges something for quarterly charges. So the real cost to look at is the cost per quarter and the cost per month, because that includes the quarterly charges. I mean, includes everything. So if you look at it, Dover actually has the lowest rate and cost, followed by Newmarket, and then Portsmouth, and then Exeter is the most expensive. So then if you go all the way down to the last row, it shows what the cost per gallon is for each water and sewer. So if you were to get 1 gallon off that tap, that's what it would cost. So then on the bottom, I showed I'm recommending a 50-cent increase per 100 cubic feet for the water. And it shows you what the difference is. It's basically for the average user, it's $24 a year, $6 per quarter. And the total cost for the water right now is water and sewer. If somebody is on water and sewer, is around 2.3 cents per gallon. In the new, it would be 2.32 cents per gallon. So it's just a little bit of a bump for that average user. And it also just shows you that we're still, out of the 4 communities, Dover's got the lowest cost, and Newmarket is second for the lowest cost. And that is us still second, and I do know that some of these other communities are going to raise their rates as well. Because I don't know what people have been reading the paper. Portsmouth is not selling nearly as much water, so they're saying they have to raise rates to get that money because their sales are way down. So, any questions?
Real quick, it looks like the chart is showing, this is for FY 2026, this is at the current rate. And we've got like Newmarket at like the second lowest, which is lovely. When we're bumping it up from 775 to 825. So what is it? Can you show me where that calculation is? I'm having a tough time seeing.
Just needs to scroll down.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's right. This is the proposed rate right here. This. Oh, actually, no. Actually, we're missing.
Just move
scroll down.
There we go. That's what I wanted to see.
Is that another country?
There it is.
The scroll bar, you probably have to, on the right side.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I see it's scroll bar.
That's what I wanted to see.
Okay, I didn't notice that. Yes.
So much.
So as you can see,
Yep, okay.
227 goes to 232.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And I did this because I wanted you to understand where we sit compared to everybody else. I know we have to charge what we charge because we have to operate.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that where we're at.
Any questions or comments?
Councilor Blackstone.
Yeah, I would just like to thank you for treating the Newmarket money like it's your own money, and, you know, being fiscally conservative or whatever, entrepreneurial in many cases. I think that's true.
I appreciate that. There's a lot of thought goes into this.
Yeah, you can see.
Councilor Blondell.
I'm wondering, thank you. I'm wondering if the similar dynamic would apply in Newmarket if we all of a sudden were to have less water being used. Would we experience a similar price?
We're already seeing lower water usage because we've added like 300 more accounts, but the water usage has not increased.
Yeah.
So we've already seen that.
Okay. So we seem to have a buffer there, or
There's no, I would not say there's a buffer. I mean, right now, we're gonna be pretty close to breaking even this year. We're gonna be actually in the red a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, probably, I hate to say, probably $20,000 to $30,000. The biggest issue too is another thing that's happening to us is DirecTV is filed bankruptcy. We've lost another $23,000 in revenues this year.
when this is
From the intent. Yeah. So it's not just, you know, lack of sales, a bunch of things, and costs are going up. So it's a lot of things happening right now.
Yeah.
And I don't have that septage to fix the water, so I haven't found that creative thing to help us out here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe we sell naming rights on the new water tower.
That's up to you.
The other thing I'd like to point out is that, you know, the cost per gallon is, what is it, 32 cents?
No. The cost for
2
water,
cents, 2.3 cents.
for water and sewer. So yeah,
Okay.
water and sewer. So if you look at it, it's just under a penny for water per gallon, and then it's just almost 1.4 cents for sewer. So that's added together. That's for both.
Okay, so it's a penny per gallon for a gallon of water.
Yes.
Which, if, you know, where else do you get a gallon of water for, you know, a penny? Okay.
At your house.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like there's a street. So I think that's a pretty amazing thing that we should be quite grateful for.
Any other questions?
All right.
All right.
Thank
Thank you very much. Ms. Case, would you please call the roll?
Mr. Cotton?
Aye.
Mr. Dorothy?
Aye.
Mr. Blackstone?
Aye.
Mr. McSherry?
Aye.
Mr. Graceford?
Aye.
Mr. Lamartine?
Aye.
Mr. Ward?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Next on the list,
We
we
have
have resolution
2025
2025-2026
9,
transferring Shannon Park responsibilities
from
from
Conservation
Conservation
Commission,
Commission,
Public
Public
Works,
Works, and Riverfront Advisory Committee.
is
Is there a motion?
I'll make the motion to approve resolution 2025/2649, transferring of property responsibilities from consideration.
And I will second that motion.
Now, is there any discussion?
Councilman
Councilwoman Tina?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chair. So I'd like to propose an amendment to this resolution. Before I read the amendment in detail after the wording, just a little bit of background. So the current resolution calls for the Public Works Department, the Riverfront Advisory Committee to be responsible for maintenance, improvements, park permits, and management of the funds. As you can see from the manager's notes in our packet, he's not particularly crazy about that idea. So the amendment that I'm proposing, calls for the Public Works Department to be responsible for maintenance and improvements. The Recreation Department to be responsible for permits and management of event park funds. Recreation Department is kind of doing that right now anyway with projects in the park, with kayaks. And for the Riverfront Advisory Committee, will serve in an advisory capacity for both the DPW on those matters pertaining to the goals and objectives of the Riverfront Master Plan. I have talked with the chair, the town manager, and the recreation director about that, and I think everybody's on board. With that, here's the actual language proposal. Now therefore be resolved by the Newmarket Town Council that the Newmarket Town Council does hereby ordain from this day forward maintenance and improvements of the Richard Chandler Park be transferred from the Conservation Commission to the Newmarket Department of Public Works. And be it further resolved, permitting responsibilities that are relative to the uses of Richard Chandler Park, the management of Richard Chandler Park funds be transferred to the Newmarket Recreation Department. And be it further resolved, the Newmarket Riverfront Advisory Committee shall serve as an advisory capacity to both the Newmarket Department of Public Works and the Newmarket Recreation Department on matters pertaining to the Richard Chandler Park and on matters relating to goals and objectives of the Newmarket Riverfront Master Plan. So, if the chair calls for a second on that, then we can discuss the meeting.
Is there,
I will second you.
now is there
any
discussion on this amendment?
We do recreation department.
I, Ms. Johnny, Recreation Director, concur with the town manager's comments and Valentino and his movement. I was able to read the resolution, and under the fiscal impact, it says there is no immediate fiscal impact on the town by adopting the resolution. However, the resolution may impact future budgets depending on the amount of maintenance activities required to support and upkeep the Shannon Park. I had a conversation with Karen Bloom this past week, and currently, because it wasn't under Public Works at the time, they've been mowing just kind of the bare minimum of the park, so and doing trash reception, but not to the extent of some of the improvements that need to be made to the park. And just wanted to make sure, the future impact of future budgets could be a concern with their department. Many times we build the things and think about the maintenance afterwards, and so Karen and I try to work together a lot on that. So that's just one point, and just clarification with the Riverfront Advisory Committee being advising, is that a committee that I should be on as part of the rec department? So because I know there's bigger improvements, or is it just something that I go when I need to do?
We work very closely with Bart, and I think they would be good in interface for you anytime that something comes up that's related to you. The Riverfront Advisory Committee, which I'm on, we are looking at already at, okay, what are some of the short-term fixed things that we need to do? And so we've highly interested in yes, we have to get that into our upcoming budget for next year.
And the funds that are mentioned that are transferred, is that?
I don't know what's in that fund. I did not ask the town manager.
Oh, I tried to look at it, I didn't see it. So if the rec department wanted to purchase, do something, would I go in front of the advisory committee to get their approval before resolution?
Everyone, I was gonna let Mark come up and
Yeah.
sorry, just go over,
Thank you. Just the genesis of this, Conservation Commission's been having discussion in the Riverfront Advisory Committee for a couple of years on the responsibilities and management of Shannon Park. They both kind of came to an agreement that the Conservation Commission shouldn't be responsible party to steward the park because it's not a conservation focused area. So since the establishment of the Riverfront Advisory Committee, and kind of their work plan moving forward, it made sense for them to be advisory. So so they're kind of more the facing body if you will. After having a conversation with Steve, Joe, Amy, and everyone, it made sense. We will, I think that both parties be as efficient as possible. So, as for the money, the Richard Shannon park fund money was spent at the park itself, making sense that would manage it. It could be a combination of DPW and recreation, depending on the actual improvements. I think based on statute, they would have to come before me, I think, to request funds to use it. Because under the Conservation Commission, they have their own fund and you're allowed to spend from that account without town council approval for certain things. But now, since that's out of their court, we will come to you for any type of expenditure request. That makes sense.
Councilor Conway.
I was looking at the town manager's recommendation, and the recommendation was to transfer the responsibilities relative to the usage and management of the fund to the advisory committee. Is that what it sounded like your amendment is doing something slightly different. Can you review some of that language?
The manager was against the Riverfront Advisory Committee being involved with the Department of Public Works to manage those.
I'm asking, could you reread your the proposed amendment language?
Sure. For all the whole thing, or just the
Yeah.
Now therefore be it resolved by the Newmarket Town Council that the Newmarket Town Council does hereby ordain that from this day forward, maintenance and improvements of the Richard Chandler Park be transferred from the Conservation Commission to the Newmarket Department of Public Works. And be it further resolved, permitting responsibilities that are relative to the usage of the Richard Chandler Park and management of the Richard Chandler Park Fund be transferred to the Newmarket Recreation Department. And the Newmarket Riverfront Advisory Committee shall serve in an advisory capacity to both the Newmarket Department of Public Works and the Newmarket Recreation Department on matters pertaining to the Richard Chandler Park and on matters relating to goals and objectives of the Newmarket Riverfront Master Plan.
I'm here to answer questions.
That's right. Sorry.
I just have a comment. So, in reflecting on Amy's words around the cost of maintenance, it probably would be helpful then if to split maintenance and development from the management of the fund seems a little counterintuitive, quite honestly. I understand that, functionally that makes sense because of the work that the departments do. But, so I would say if this can involve, the management can involve kind of some kind of fee structure at some point that includes a portion for maintenance and management as you go along and develop that. So to kind of build that in, so that it's not. I mean, development, I suppose, is something that may or may not be able to be covered by user fees or what have you. But maintenance may be. So if we can build that into the pricing model, I think that would be really helpful, rather than kind of having that come out of general fund.
I think that fund, was originally it was established that way, so it wasn't really a town appropriating money into the fund.
No, I'm not speaking to the Richard Chandler Park Fund. I'm speaking to the maintenance cost and the development of or the maintenance and development of the park being housed within the Department of Public Works, but there's no funding stream that covers that. However, the use of the park and park spaces and so on and so forth, will generate a revenue stream. So if that could include a portion for maintenance, building it into the fee structure as much as possible, then I think we can kind of, cover both ends and keep everybody whole, rather than the Department of Public Works having to, come to us for, and for general fund idea.
Currently, how it works with all the other parks that do not technically be rentals and so forth, the revenue we generate, fees and so forth, does go into our revolving account. That is then used for development, not necessarily maintenance, and the rec department is responsible for. There's a gray area sometimes. It's like who's buying the picnic table? Rec department does. Who's buying receptacle? Maintenance does. So once in a while that does happen. As far as Shanda Park, I'm not aware what conservation charged for fees, so that would have to be looked into. As far as I know they gave permission that kayak rentals belonging to the rec department through fundraising, and that revenue goes directly back into the revolving account, which is then used for recreation development. And in kind of what you were saying, yes, our fees, any fees that we would attach in the future for any future development, such as the docks or slip rentals or something to that extent, now that we have a little bit more of the park and land, that money would be directly back into Shannon Park for that very reason. But maintenance and development, the revolving would never crossed. So that would have to be something that I would work out with Steve, the other director, but we've never operated that way before.
All right, Councilor Sharon?
I just, thank you. I tried to rent Chandler Park for an event about a month ago, and they said there weren't, maybe there was miscommunication, but they didn't charge a fee. They were trying to figure out. No one ever asked, so I don't know if revenue is generated by them.
Depends on the entity requested.
Oh.
So if you're a nonprofit, fees any charge. But it's like a private event. If you just a resident wants to rent it out, there's no associated fee. Don't know how much off the top of my head, but.
Any further question on this resolution as amended? Sorry, on the amendment itself. Any more discussion on the amendment itself? Vice Chair, could you please call roll on the amendment?
Mr. Conlon? Aye. Mr. Dorfman?
Aye.
Mr. Blackstone?
Aye.
Mr. Bashir?
Aye.
Mr. Blaisberg?
Aye.
Mr. Lamatina?
Aye.
Mr. Ward?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Now,
We're thinking of including motions to approve amended resolution that we discussed. Is there a motion for the amended resolution?
I will make a motion to approve the amended resolution.
Is there
We already have a motion on the table.
I'm just reading what's on the
list here?
I think it's following the resources.
Thank
We're
you.
all good. Yeah, we can just discuss the.
Okay.
Then
Then we can have our discussion.
Okay,
Councilor Conlon?
I think the transfer is a good idea. I think the problem that we're trying to solve, which is to kind of remove some roadblocks from some of this work and facilitate it. I think with the amendment, I think this is going to actually do that. So as an amendment.
saying, Councilor Conlon?
Yeah, I just want to thank you. I just want to say that from the sounds of it, we kind of splitting the work that pertains to the park and how our parks are managed seems to be common and the same as for other facilities in town. So that's a good idea. I am still a little concerned about the the maintenance piece, and but I'm sure that the departments will be able to figure that out internally and make sure that everybody is able to do their work.
Alright,
I will,
alright, Ms.
Chase,
Chase, please call the
call
roll.
roll.
Mr. Conlon? Mr. Blumberg?
Aye.
Mr. Blackstone?
I abstain.
Ms. McShare?
Aye.
Mr. Blaisberg?
Aye.
Ms. Lamatina?
Aye.
Mr. Ward?
Aye.
Motion passes 601.
Next,
Next,
we have ordinance and
resolutions in
fourth
fourth reading. Resolution 2025-2026-40, adopting this municipal debt policy. Is there a motion? I will make the motion to approve the 2025-26 body adopting municipal debt policy.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Okay,
Okay, Council Donovan.
The town manager recommended that we adopt the resolution with the new version that was distributed. So I'd like to see if that, and I would like to endorse that, because the version that we now have is clean, is clear, and legible. So thank you for the changes that were made. I think we have a better product now, and I endorse this policy that we should adopt it. Yeah.
So,
Is that your motion to amend the original policy, that it has some corrections that you made, that kind of town manager?
I will make a motion to amend the motion to include the version 10 of the Newmarket debt policy resolution as updated and provided to the town council for this meeting.
is there a second?
I'll second.
Now, is there any discussion on that policy as it's edits that have been brought up? Councilor Long.
Okay, just make it clear, so what we're doing is, we're amending the resolution to replace the original debt policy, with the edited, one as recommended by, Councilor Grunblatt, that the town manager provided.
Right.
We will then vote on the amendment, then we will vote on the debt policy as a whole. Is there any further discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, Ms. Chase, please call the roll.
Council Conlon? Aye. Mr. Blumberg?
Aye.
Mr. Blackstone?
Aye.
Ms. McShare?
Aye.
Mr. Blaisberg?
Aye.
Ms. Lamatina?
Aye.
Mr. Ward?
Aye.
Passes 7-0.
And now we move to a motion to accept the amended debt policy. Is there a motion? We are now voting on the debt policy that has just been amended before we vote on the amendments.
Right, but we already have a motion on the table, so.
Right?
Well, let's just do it again. I'll make a motion to approve the amended resolution.
Is there a second?
Second.
Alright, is there
Is there
any
any
discussion?
discussion?
Seeing none, you, Chase, call the roll.
Council Conlon? Aye. Mr. Blumberg?
Aye.
Mr. Blackstone?
Aye.
Ms. McShare?
Aye.
Mr. Blaisberg?
Aye.
Ms. Lamatina?
Aye.
Mr. Ward?
Aye.
Motion passes 7-0.
Now
Now, recording this is,
resolution
meeting, which will
now
now
done by
Chair
Lamatina.
Lamatina. Resolution 2025-26-42, purchase of 2 Lucas chest compression systems. Whereas the fire department needs 2 Lucas chest compression systems for both ambulances, and whereas the department obtained a sole source quote from Stryker for 2 Lucas chest compression systems total of $53,939.62. And whereas the ambulance revolving fund has a balance of $179,723 currently, now therefore be resolved by the Newmarket Town Council that the Town Council authorizes the release of $52,939.62 from the ambulance resolving fund for the purchase of 2 Lucas chest compression systems from Stryker. Sponsored by Chair Ward by request. Next one is cruiser purchase. Resolution 2025/2026-43, police cruiser purchase. Purchase of the Chevrolet Tahoe SUV for the police department will include costs associated with purchase of emergency lighting and equipment setup. Whereas the police department seeks to replace the current frontline detailed 2024 Interceptor SUV with 112,429 miles and replace it with a new 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe SUV at the state bid price of $58,477. And whereas the department request includes the costs associated with the transfer and or replacement of police radios, emergency lighting and equipment, necessary police services, as well as costs associated with lettering of the vehicle. And whereas the police vehicle account at $70,326, and the police department public safety vehicle detail account has $18,136, shall cover all costs associated with the purchase and outfitting of the vehicle, not to exceed $88,462. Now therefore be it resolved by the Newmarket Town Council that the Newmarket Town Council does hereby approve the withdrawal of funds from the 2026 police vehicle budget line of $70,326 and the police department public safety vehicle detail account of $18,136 for the purpose of purchasing and equipping new 2025 Chevrolet Tahoe police SUV for the town and authorizes the town manager to execute any associated agreements. Sponsored by Chair Ward by request. Next one. Town manager employment contract. Resolution 2025/26-50, a resolution authorizing the chair of the town council to execute an employment agreement with the town manager, Stephen R. Foreman. Whereas the town of Newmarket is a municipal corporation organized and existing under the laws of the state of New Hampshire, and whereas the town council is authorized and required under the town charter and applicable state law to employ a town manager and to set the terms and conditions of such employment, and whereas Stephen R. Fournier has served as town manager for the town of Newmarket and has continued to serve ably and in accordance with the town charter, and whereas the current employment agreement between the town and Mr. Fournier expires on June 30th, 2026, and whereas the town council has reviewed and deliberated upon a proposed new employment agreement for the period of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2031, which sets forth the terms and conditions of Mr. Fournier's continued employment as town manager, and whereas the town council finds it to be in the best interest of the town to enter into a proposed employment agreement on the terms and conditions set forth therein. Now therefore be resolved by the Newmarket Town Council of the town of Newmarket, New Hampshire, as follows. Section 1. The town council hereby approves the employment agreement between the town of Newmarket and Stephen R. Fournier, town manager, for the term commencing July 1st, 2026 and ending June 30th, 2031. Section 2. The chair of the town council is hereby authorized and directed to execute the employment agreement on behalf of the town of Newmarket together with any related documents necessary to give effect to this resolution. Section 3. The town manager is authorized to take such additional administrative actions as may be necessary or appropriate to implement the terms of the employment agreement. Section 4. This resolution shall take effect upon adoption, sponsored by the chair, nor by request. That is it for the first readers.
Right. We're now moving on to new business and correspondence. Is there any correspondence now?
There's none.
Now we'll have councilors give closing comments. Is there anyone who wants to give their closing comments? Councilwoman Taylor.
I think I can probably speak for the top councilor. Congratulations to the Newmarket High School girls varsity baseball team. They won every single one of their regular season games. We're off to the division finals this Saturday, 4 p.m. at the high school field, and we wish them the best of luck.
Is there another council comment?
I just want to elevate one item to the council related to town manager Fournier's contract. In the contract, it stipulates, and we talked about this, that the annual evaluation would be completed no later than August 31st. And we also have we've got one more meeting in June, and then we have a single meeting in July, and one single meeting in August. So it means that, just want to elevate on it, and slightly more quickly than you think, given that there's only a single meeting. 3 more meetings to get it completely wrapped up. Basically, we have to get it wrapped up by August 17th. We're looking at that to be voted.
Councilor Palmer.
Remember that I will not be here for August meeting. Again, because it's set a little bit of remote in.
Right. Is there any other closing comments? Councilor Palmer.
Thank you. A couple of things. A few meetings ago, I had mentioned that I would like to have a conversation about the possibility of Newmarket adopting a heritage commission. I would like to request that we add such a conversation to our next meeting agenda. However, in light of Councilor Connolly's comments regarding the evaluation, that may not be the wisest choice. So if we could keep it in mind and add it to the agenda for our goal setting session, that would be good. I also want to take this opportunity to congratulate all the Newmarket High School graduates of 2026. Graduation is this Friday, so be aware and drive carefully.
Including one particular girl.
That's right.
Hi, good night, everybody. Is there any councilor comments?
Yeah, I just wanted to say that several of us attended the Rec Connect meeting, and that I thought it was very well done, and congratulations to the winners. Great number.
All right. Seeing no further comments, if there is no objection, I will consider this adjourned. Thank you, everyone.
Set. Thank you.
Good job, Lindsay.
I get bad, like, we're gonna close, it's like, someone's just gonna say something right as soon as the camera says, oh, okay, we're all done. TV's still on.
I'll give you a review of chapter 1.
Yes. I have like a foldish, like, candidate.
I like lots of chart graphs.
Yeah, I do too.
Just to make sure that like for shirts. I know. Yeah, this is my I work on sketches from our bedroom. I'm like, I don't need
Nothing crazy, just design review.
Stella, how was our
Proposed church.
It was good.
I know.
They had, during the meeting.
Not yet, yeah, it's coming up, sorry.